Hello, Max. Glad to see you.
Yeah, it's exciting to be here. This is my first time ever being interviewed, so I'm looking forward to
it. For me, it's too. That's why I believe that everything will be fine.
Yep.
Let's start. Can you tell us about yourself and your role in a Quai team?
Yeah, for sure. So a little bit about myself. My name is Max, and I learned about blockchain probably back in like 2014 or so. I was in high school and I heard about this cool thing called Bitcoin, and where if like you mined one block, you could get like, I think it was like 12 and a half Bitcoin or something. And I was amazed. I was like, whoa, like I can use my computer and get one block and get rich. But I was obviously way too late to the party. But it was really cool because just kind of exploring Bitcoin and going to conferences and stuff in Austin, I really got to kind of put myself in touch with the blockchain community at a really early point in time. So it's been amazing, I guess, to watch everything kind of blow up. And, in 2017, just seeing like all my friends start talking about crypto. And then I joined the Texas Blockchain Club at my university, and actually ended up connecting with a lot of the current team of Quai Network through that. And yeah, right now I'm a marketing strategist and technical writer here at Quai. So I do a lot of partnership stuff. I do a lot of our content generation, and just a lot of marketing stuff. We're still a relatively small team, so we still kind of all be doing a little bit of stuff. But yeah, that's kind of a little bit about me. So.
Oh, thanks. Sounds good, Max. It's very good. And as I understand you right, your friends in real life, lots of them interested in crypto, yes? And since childhood, or
yeah, I would say it. So I was always like, in like 2015, 2016, when I was like really getting into it, like early on, it was definitely like weird. Like nobody knew like what I was talking about in my school, and all my friends were like, what is this? But yeah, like I said, like 2017, when everything started just going crazy, yeah, a lot of my friends definitely started to get interested and like realize that it's something to pay attention to. So yeah, I'd say I have a very strong community and group of crypto people around me, and I'm very appreciative for that.
It's really good because I can't say so
Yeah,
about me. Yes,
rare.
but it's no worries. Okay, thanks, Max. And can you tell our community or our listeners about Quai Network on your own opinion, and who will first watch this interview and only then go to read more official documentation like Medium and something like that. I'll put all links in video.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so Quai Network in my own words. Quai Network is a layer one that is using the capabilities of both merged mining and sharding, really for the first time, in order to create the most decentralized, secure and scalable possible blockchain network. And so what that looks like is Quai Network is a 13 chain ecosystem currently. It's possible to add more chains, and the merged mining aspect kind of creates a hierarchy of these chains. So we have our prime chain up at the top. We have the 3 region chains, and then subordinate to each region chain, we have three zone chains, making up 9 zone chains in the network. And the real beauty of Quai Network for me is that all of those chains are truly interoperable with truly decentralized bridging. And that's an amazing technical feat to me, and something that I think that will really resonate with the crypto and blockchain community.
Okay, Max, thank you. But may I ask you one more question about it? Because when I prefer to interview you, I read a lot of replies from other videos, not only official, in other YouTube channels, yes, and a lot of people wrote that proof of work is old. now it's not actual. For example, like Ethereum go to proof of stake, yes, and that's why a lot of people don't understand why proof of work. Can you tell us in some words?
Yeah, 100%. So the simple reasoning is that at the Quai Network team, we believe that proof of work is the only way to truly secure blockchains. And I think that in recent weeks, with the whole tornado cash situation, and with there being kind of a pushback against the Ethereum merge, we are kind of starting to see people realize that proof of work has its benefits, and there's a reason that it's been used for so long, and that proof of stake is still an experimental consensus mechanism. And so because we're trying to create the most secure and most decentralized possible blockchain, we've opted to go with proof of work because both we believe it to be the most secure mechanism, along with the fact that proof of stake is simply experimental, and we don't feel comfortable trusting it with that level of financial responsibility. So
Thanks.
I'd also like to add that Quai Network is not just proof of work. Like, we actually like to call it proof of work 2, because it really changes so much of what proof of work is. Like, when you think about proof of work, you think about miners mining for blocks on one blockchain, but in proof of work 2, like, it's a completely different story, because miners are mining 3 chains at once, and they're recycling that same hash power through all 3 chains. So the truth is that proof of work 2 really solves the biggest problem of proof of work, in that it's extremely wasteful in energy usage, because we're allowing miners to be using their energy to secure multiple chains at the same time. So it's really just a more efficient mechanism, without having to move to kind of something that may open up new attack vectors and things that we don't know about yet.
Thanks for the answer, Max. And as you speak about a proof of work 2, proof of work, proof of stake, yes, I will send a link to the official Medium when people may read a full article about differences and why Quai Network will use proof of work 2. And one question from me. Can you tell me your opinion? Maybe lots of people who tell about proof of stake, they have some bad experience maybe with proof of work, or some projects can't realize this idea, and that's why maybe people think about it. What's your opinion?
I think that the biggest reasoning behind the push to proof of stake is that people are concerned about the environment. And I think that's a very fair concern. And that's something that we also always have front of mind here at Quai. So I believe that that's the big reason, is like proof of work inherently expends energy. But I think the misconception is that proof of stake, it solves that problem, whereas it's impossible to reconfigure or improve on proof of work protocols to solve that same issue. So we believe that it is possible to maintain an environmentally friendly network through proof of work 2. So we believe that we solve the biggest reason to move to proof of stake, which is that environmental concern with proof of work 2.
Okay, thanks for your answers. And one moment. As I know, we have 2 stages of testnet, Stone Age and Bronze Age. How much each of them met your expansions, and what difficulties do you encounter in process? And how does access the work of community in that stages?
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I'll start with the Stone Age. So the Stone Age was run in like late November to December of 2021. And that was really a really small test net. That was, I would say, maybe a maximum of like 100 participants at that point. So it was really like a proof of concept, like this thing kind of works, like let's all try and mine it and run nodes and stuff. So it was really kind of our first venture into making, you know, it a public network and letting anyone participate. So that was a really fun experience. Just because of how small it was, we were able to work with everyone really closely and stuff. And then the Bronze Age came, and it was like the complete opposite. We opened it up, and there were like 1,700 nodes within like, you know, 3 days or something. And our biggest difficulties, I would say, in the Stone Age, we're kind of just, you know, figuring out for ourselves, like as a marketing team and even some of our developers, like what's the best way to onboard someone and like teach them how to run a node, how to run a miner. And then the biggest problem in the Bronze Age was just that we had so many people that we didn't expect, that our servers were just getting overwhelmed. Like our stats servers for people to check their nodes, like it was never loading. Yeah, we've definitely reassessed and you know, taken a look at what happened in those test nets and what we need to improve upon. And I'm really excited for the upcoming Iron Age test net. I think that that's going to be a really exciting opportunity, but I won't go too into it right now. And then the other question was about assessing the work of the community. So in the Bronze Age, our community, the tasks that we had were running a node, running a miner, and then we had some stuff for like sending transactions and doing cross-chain stuff like that. So in those situations, we literally just use the blockchain. Like we store a copy of the entire testnet on multiple, you know, servers and multiple locations. And we directly like look at on-chain data and tie that to people who signed up for the testnet. So everything we do is on-chain, and we don't really use any kind of yeah, it's all just very objective. Like you either sent the transaction or you didn't, or you either, you know, were mining for a certain period of time or you weren't. But in this upcoming testnet, it's going to be a bit more subjective on the developer front, because we have laid out, you know, I think 4 million Quai or something crazy, like in bounties for developers. And so for that, our whole, you know, team will be involved in determining which projects best, you know, fit the bounty, which ones not only fit the bounty, but went above and beyond in terms of marketing it and getting users and getting people to actually try it out on the testnet. So in prior testnets, everything's very, you know, been very objective and just literally using on-chain data. Whereas this upcoming testnet for miners and everything like that is all still just going to be on-chain. But for developers, we're going to be like having like a little team, you know, we're going to be reviewing every single project built and determining which ones kind of fit the bounties the best. So I hope that answers the question.
Thank you. Yes, as you told, as you give mark for last testnets, yes, I want to ask you, do you understand that in Iron Age there are more people than it was in Bronze? Yes, and a lot of miners, nodes, and but in my opinion, it's really cool idea that Quai Network give developers 4 million, yes, because that way we can find a future stars.
Yes, for sure. And I yeah, going off of that, like I think it's going to be really cool seeing what people build in the testnet, because these really are like the first dApps on Quai. So like if someone makes a really cool decentralized exchange and they kind of just redeploy it every testnet and it becomes a thing, maybe that's like Quai's Uniswap, and it just started from like, you know, the Iron Age testnet or something. So that thinking about that is really exciting for me, for sure. Yeah.
Yes, it's really cool. It's really cool. And let's, if we speak about developers, I want to ask one question from our community. Are you are there already proposals to create any projects that will be built on the Quai blockchain, or it's too early to talk about it?
So there are things in the works for sure. There are definitely some things that I can't go into from like a partnership side. that our marketing team is exploring, but I can say that we've heard from people like in the community that are looking into building, you know, decentralized exchanges. We've heard from people who are already building like meme coins and QRC20s. And I believe we've also heard from a group of people making a game as well. So we do have some groups of people that have reached out to us that I can talk about. But yeah, there's also definitely some stuff that I can't talk about that we're really looking forward to as well. So.
Okay, but I think one day when you post the first Quai quest, cool quest, yes, and Clark told that something like game it will on Quai Network. Maybe it's true, yes.
I can say there's another quest in the works that we've been putting together for a little while. That's definitely something to look forward to. We've put, you know, I've been working on that for a couple of days, and it's really coming together. I've been working with our graphic designer Clark to kind of spice it up and make it more fun. But yeah, if you participated in the first quest, this is going to be like a whole different ball game. We've really upped our game, and we didn't expect people to be able to solve it so quickly the last time. So it's kind of showed us that we need to make it a little bit harder. So we've done that. And we've also, you know, I don't want to give away too much, but yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Definitely look forward to the next quest. That's something that we're really excited to put out.
Yeah, thanks. I know that we get a big feedback, yes, about Quai Quest, and a lot of community members ask to create second quest, and it's really cool.
Yeah, I just want to add, like, some community members have been interested in helping with the quest, and I've been talking with them. Like me and I won't name any names, but there have been a couple people on Discord that I've been working with, and they are sending ideas over, and they're actually contributing to the quest, and I think that's amazing that you know, we have community contributions on everything from like the core protocol to, you know, these fun games that we make for the community. I think that's awesome.
Yes, one of the best thing in Quai, it's about a team communicate with community really good, not because we know that in some projects team is don't want to communicate with communities. They have own plan, and by the way, and but here it's really cool. Yes, and
yeah, as like an open source project, like our community is everything. Like Quai is nothing without the Quai Nation. So yeah.
It sounds good, really. And can you share a development plan for a new future for the marketing side of the project?
Yeah, for the
maybe some insights for our listeners.
Yeah, so I'll kind of give the rundown. So the biggest thing on our marketing side right now, so we kind of have two initiatives going on like a broad scale. We are putting together things long-term for mainnet, for post mainnet, to really, you know, drive things at that point. But we're also really focused on right now as well, and trying to build and support the community in the early stages. So in the long-term stuff, we're in a lot of partnership conversations. Like pretty much daily, we're talking to someone new, and there's been some really exciting stuff happening there. Obviously, I unfortunately can't talk about that, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to when we can. And then in the near term, I think the biggest initiative for us is probably the dashboard. That's something that we've been working on for a couple of weeks, and I think that that's going to be really big for the community, just to kind of have one hotspot to where you can check your rewards. It'll have a wallet in it for the Iron Age testnet, so you'll literally be able to check your Quai rewards and interact with a testnet in the same place. We also have big plans in the future for the dashboard too. We want to build it out with the Quai ecosystem. We want to be able to have like an engaging learning experience for people there. So in the near term, the dashboard is one of our big priorities. We've also got some giveaways and stuff coming up. Yeah, so those are kind of the big things right now. And then of course, just constantly, attempting and we've seen a lot of success with growing our, socials like Twitter, Instagram, even our TikTok. So yeah, we're kind of putting in work around everything, like long term, short term. It's definitely been busy, but yeah.
I understand you. Thanks for insights, Max. Yes, and of course, I want to tell you thanks for the interview. This is my first and hopefully not the last. I hope that our community and everyone who looks will like it. Maybe have you some suggestions for community?
Yeah. So my first suggestion is just get involved. Like that's really my big suggestion is like Quai is a new layer one. And if you think it's cool, like make it your home, like come participate. Our code is all open source. If you're a developer, check out our GitHub and like try and make some commits. If you have any questions, like our team's always in Discord, happy to answer everything. And then from like a non-technical standpoint, even participating in like our social media rewards program, it really helps us out, being able to award Quai to people in exchange for, them helping us grow on socials. It's really a win-win. So yeah, those are kind of the big things, is just get involved, check out the social media rewards program. And then of course, when testnet is ready, definitely participate in that. It's going to be the first testnet with our EVM open. And like I mentioned, we've already got some projects, looking to build on it. So I'm really excited about that. I think that's going to be, I'm personally like, I can't wait to mint some testnet Quai and go play some games and stuff. So yeah, those are my big suggestions, but yeah, it's really just get involved, reach out, check out what's going on, and join the social media rewards program.
Yes, I agree with you, Max. It's really easy to be get involved, yes, but you must like it and do it. Okay, thank you very much for the interview.
Yeah, thank you. I had a great time. So
Bye, Max.
all right, see you.